want to deal with the question this week. The question of why is it that there is such hatred, such anti-Semitism, such hatred against the Jews? It's worldwide. It's part of the DNA of the Muslim world, but it's prevalent, has been for centuries, in the non-Catholic world, in the Catholic world certainly since the Council of Nicaea in AD 325, but also in the mainline denominational world of Protestant Christianity as well. Why is that? I think the Scripture gives us an answer, but let me just give you a statement, an ancient statement from Persia during the time of Esther. This is the classic statement of those who would come against the Jews, anti-Semitism, the hatred of the Jews. It's in Esther chapter 3 and verse 8, and it comes from Haman. He is the arch rival of the Jews and of Esther, as we know. He says this to the king. He says, "There's a certain people dispersed and scattered among the peoples in all the provinces of your kingdom. These people whose customs are different from those of all other people and who do not obey the king's law. It is not in the king's best interest to tolerate them. If it pleases the king, let a decree be issued to destroy them." Now, that's a classic statement of Jew hatred, of anti-Semitism. And it's been prevalent. This was probably given 450 years before the time of Jesus. Why is that? Why is that prevalent today? It's growing worldwide. It's in secular academia. The BDS program is anti-Semitic. It's anti-Jewish. Why is that? I think Psalm 83 gives us an answer. Psalm 83 is seen by some as a necessary prelude, a necessary war that's going to have to take place before the Messiah comes. I don't fully understand that or subscribe to it. It seems to me that it is a prayer. It is, I know that, a prayer of Asaph concerning the enemies of Israel and how he will ultimately deal with them. It says this, Psalm 83, verse 1, prayer of Asaph. "O God," he prays, "O God, do not keep silent, be not quiet, O God, be not still. See how your enemies are astir, how your foes," talking about God, "see how your foes rear their heads. With cunning they conspire against your people. They plot against those you cherish." This is a plot against those that God cherishes. "Come," they say, "let us destroy them as a nation, that the name of Israel be remembered no more. With one mind they plot together, they form an alliance against you." Now don't miss this. The obvious connection between those who hate Israel and want to see their demise and their plot against God. Those who come against Israel, those who come against the Jews, have according to the Scriptures, plotted against God and against his people. That's the connection. I think we need to recognize this for what it is. And recognize that God's promise to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12 and verse 3 still stands. He made a covenant with Abram. And he said, "Those who bless you, I will bless. I will favor. I will show my kindness, my blessing upon them. Those who curse you, I will curse. Those who deny you, those who come against you, I will come against. Those who see you as an enemy, I will see as an enemy." That's what God says. And that's been true throughout history. And it's not changed now. We need to recognize that those who are coming against Israel and against the Jewish people, against the descendants of Abraham, and by the way, according to Galatians chapter 3, verse 29, if you belong to the Messiah, do you? I do. If you belong to the Messiah, You are the seed, the descendant of Abraham, and you are heir according to the promise. So you see today those who are coming against in the masses to persecute Christians, those who are followers of Jesus, as well as Jews. And it's going to increase in the days ahead. There will be an intervention, ultimately a divine intervention. But those who are coming against Christians, those who are coming against the Jews, have formed an alliance against God. They hate Jews, they hate Christians because they don't like God who supports them. Now that's not to say that all Jews are saved. I'm not advocating that at all. But I'm saying that God has set them apart for his purposes, and he has made a covenant with them. They may not be in covenant relationship with him, but he has kept he will keep his covenant. The integrity and the validity, the authenticity of God himself stands or falls in what he has said. And by the way, for those who come against that, and there are many Christians who subscribe to replacement theology today, and its twin, amillennialism, which is basically saying there is no room, there is no place for Israel and the Jews. It's heresy. Amillennialism, the eschatology that sees no millennial reign on this earth. It's all going on in heaven, and there's no place for the Jews. Replacement theology, it says the church and Christians have replaced Israel as the covenant people of God. That's heresy. And God says through Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verse 19, they shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Least in the kingdom of heaven. For those who abide by what God has taught and the teachings of the scriptures, they will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Till next week, Od Ki Yavo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Yivareka Yahweh. Yahweh bless you.